With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Statement 1 is Coulombic force between two stationary point charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. Statement 2 is Coulombic force between two stationary point charges depends on the medium, and statement 3 is Coulombic force obeys superposition principle. Hence, we can say here in Coulomb's law, the Coulombic force between two stationary point charges, as Coulomb's law is applicable only for point charges, hence for two stationary point charges as this here is applicable only in electrostatics, that is the charges must be here at rest. Hence we can say the two charges q1 q2 at rest, then the force acting here between their, let's say, center to center placed at a distance r, this electrostatic Coulombic force we can say is proportional to the product of the charges, and we can say here inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Hence we can see here this Coulombic force between two stationary point charges is directly proportional to product of the charges, as we can see here, and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. This is also true. So we can see both these are true and statement 1 is true. Now this is applicable in, let's say, vacuum. So here we can see that this proportionality gives us F proportional. We have here Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Now here if, let's say, replacing this proportionality with a proportionality constant, which here is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is permittivity of the vacuum. Hence we can see here this permittivity value, epsilon value, changes on changing the medium. So here we can see this electrostatic force, here we can say, depends on the medium. If we change the medium, this permittivity value shall change, which means here this electrostatic force value will change. And as we can see here, force in vacuum suppose is F0, and on changing the medium, here electrostatic force will decrease by a value of dielectric constant K, so F0 by K. Hence we can see this electrostatic force between two stationary point charges depends on the medium is also true. So statement 2 is also true. Now statement 3 says Coulombic force obeys superposition principle. Since Coulombic force is a vector quantity, hence we can say if some charges are placed in a surrounding to, let's say here this, let's say, charge, our central charge at this point, let's say here plus q. So we can see here the surrounding charges, let's say here this is q1, this is minus q2, this is plus q3, this is minus q4, and so on. So here this charge is our plus q. So we can see here all the surrounding charges will be exerting force on this charge q. So this force is F1, this force will be attractive, let's say F2, this force q3 will be repulsive, let's say F3, this force, let's say q4, will be attractive, let's say here F4. Now we can see here the net force experienced by this charge will be, let's say, vector sum of all these forces, F1, F2, F3. We can see here this force is our F3, and we can say this force here is our F4. Hence we can see here the net force on the charge q will be simply vector sum of all the forces acting on these charges individually by the surrounding point charge. So we can see here this, let's say here Coulombic force obeys superposition principle. That is, we can see here the individual charge will exert same magnitude of force. It does not matter surrounding charges exert force on that point charge or not. So it will exert force of same magnitude and direction. So here these all forces superposed, let's say, and the resultant force is simply the vector sum of all these forces. Hence we can see statement 3 is also our true, and true, true, true means we can see here option number 1, that is true, true, true is the correct answer. So option number 1 is our answer.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.